is it that we live in the wealthiest nation in the world, yet we have the biggest wage gap? Why is it that people are living in disparity while some are living in the top 1%? And why is this America's norm? Good morning, everyone. I'm Emily Raymond, and I'm here to talk to you about the negative impacts of corporate money in politics. So whether we like it or not, politics do affect us. Politicians are accepting huge donations from corporations, which is totally changing their focus and making them indebted to corporations rather than the most important constituents, which is you and I and the people. And so we need to bring the power back to the people. When corporations are giving these money to politicians, they become indebted to them. So when there's important issues that we care about, like say college tuition, there's less public funding going into colleges, and every time that happens, our tuition rises. And when they're focusing on the corporations that they're indebted to and how they can repay them, there's less focus on how they can repay us. So money, big money plays a huge role in our lives because corporations are influencing our politicians, so we need to become more conscious voters. In Harvard Law Review of the 2010 ruling of Citizens United, they found that it gave corporations the same exact First Amendment freedoms as you and I both have. So now, corporations can give copious amounts of money to politicians who will consequently leave them indebted to the corporations. When researching the ins and outs, it has become clear to me that there's little to no limitation on how much a CEO can make, and this ruling has helped few become very, very wealthy. And the wage gap is what's really leading to the deterioration of the middle class. So today, once again, I'm going to discuss with you the negative impacts of this problem, how we address it, and how this will positively affect our future. So there's no regulation on the corporate earner. As you guys can see, these are the median incomes for the corporations and the average worker. The top 1% is becoming incredibly wealthy, while the bottom 90 has maintained the same. CEOs are making, on average, 331 times the average worker, and 774 times the minimum wage earner. And that's according to Forbes magazine in April of 2014, so we can only imagine now that it's 2017, it's only increased. Now, I understand that more responsibility comes with being a CEO, clearly, but are you really gonna tell me that they're working 774 times harder than the person scrubbing toilets or scrubbing the floors and helping their corporation become more successful? So when corporations are earning these vast amounts of money and have the same amounts of freedom as you and I, thanks to Citizens United, they're able to give to whoever they want and to whoever's going to work for them. So, and you may ask yourself, an introduction to thinking like a sociologist, there's a quote that says, modern American society is where the power of decision making has become centralized. Economic institutions with a few hundred giant corporations are holding the keys to the economic decisions in this country. How does it make you feel that politicians are accepting unlimited donations that we don't even know about? And that's who they're indebted to, and that's who's controlling our country, not you and not me. The negative impacts of corporate money in politics can seem really overwhelming and a hard thing to accomplish and change. But luckily, there has been some movement towards it. In Bernie Sanders' political campaign in 2016, there was a lot of awareness to this topic, and people were finally brought to light about the issues within this country. So to eradicate this issue, we should begin to teach people about the wage inequity within this nation and what we can do to stop it. So according to the Washington Post, in 2014, Harvard Business conducted a statistic asking the public how many times they thought the average CEO was making compared to the average worker. The average person said 30 times. They thought the CEO was making 30 times to our $1. And in actuality, it's 331. How is it that the public doesn't know the truth? So we need to educate the people around us, tell our neighbors, tell our peers, and let's bring the power back to the people. These corporations wouldn't be able to do this if they didn't have the workers coming in and day out working for them. The power is within the people, and we need to take radical measures to bring the power back to us. So people should contact their state representatives and be more conscientious voters. When you go in on voting day, you need to take a look at who is taking what from what politician and what corporation. Our local senator, two of our senators, we've got Ron Wyden. You can email him on his website or call his office at 503-326-7525 to let him know how you feel about this subject. If we, the American people, can become more educated about the issue at play, then we can make decisions to reverse its effect. So visualize our future. How are we going to make this a better place for you and I, so politicians are working for us once again and being our true representatives? We need to cap CEOs' earnings to the average worker. If we cap a CEO's earning at 150 times, then that gives them the initiative to raise the minimum wage because it's directly affecting their wage. If they can only earn 150 times, obviously they're going to raise the lower wages so we're all making more. According to Extra, in 2013, they found the minimum wage has not increased appropriately with other salaries, while others are raising over time even after the crash of the market in 2008. We have all maintained the low. And this is obviously, as one increases and one maintains the same, that's leading to the deterioration of the middle class. We, in 2014, can see that no other nations compare to what our nations are earning. To repeal Citizens United, we need to bring the power back to the people and not within the corporations. We limit corporate donations, and it can now be focused on on politicians' qualifications rather than their donations. So as we continue to learn about corruption of money in politics, it seems that the fight will not be easy, but if each of us take it upon ourselves, we can find it's more achievable. So the Supreme Court ruling gave Citizens United First Amendment freedoms, and our nation has sat by while corporations have influenced politics and found ways to control our politicians. As you see, The Atlantic noted, research into doctors receives gifts from drug companies, often as apparently meaningless as a pen or a clipboard, shows that, quote, even small kickbacks can change well-meaning individuals' behavior. If a doctor is influenced by a pen, what do you think our politicians are influenced by millions of dollars? Who do you think they're gonna vote for and vote on? And who do you think it's for? So we know that CEOs are making so much more. And there's also some serious conflicts of interest. These are a few of our current administration. Scott Pruitt, our EPA pick, has accepted hundreds of thousands from fossil fuel companies. So what do we think he's gonna vote for? Tom Price, the head of Health and Human Services, has invested in stocks while he is voting on bills that are gonna directly benefit those. And as well as Rex Tillerson, our Secretary of State, is the CEO of ExxonMobil. No one has to invest in him because he is the company. How are we allowing this, and why are we voting for these people? So, and this you can also see, no other nation compares to us. Switzerland is second with 148, and we're at 354 now. How are we doing this? And how are we allowing this? So I know it seems unachievable, but if we all band together and we make it a fight, we make it our fight, you and I. As a wise, beautiful, white-haired man, Bernie Sanders once said, let us wage a moral and political war against billionaires and corrupt leaders on Wall Street and elsewhere, whose policy and greed are destroying the middle class of America. Thank you.